Hi.
Hello.
Are you ready to vlog?
Always.
Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm in my car with my Uber driver. It's Thanksgiving. By the time you watch this, it'll be past Thanksgiving, which means it'll be officially Christmas season. Although, let's be real, Christmas season starts November 1st for us. I mean, for him, it starts like January 1st.
October 20th.
Yeah, it just goes all year for him. But anyway, today's Thanksgiving. We have a trip up to Grand Rapids, Michigan. When I'm on the road, what I like to do is listen to true crime podcasts and Shane Dawson's conspiracy videos. How do you feel about those?
They're actually pretty interesting.
You don't like the true crime ones though? Like the murder ones?
No.
He doesn't like the murder. He's not a murderino. If you don't know what a murderino is, it's when you're a creepy type of individual who enjoys listening to or watching it's true crime. It's just true crime. So instead of doing that, we're gonna do a Q&A of us. An Ussy Q&A. Yay! So I asked you guys on YouTube, I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any questions for us. Let's dive right in with some questions. Holiday traditions as a couple. Well, we put our Christmas tree up November 1st, or like the first week of November whenever we have time.
Should be earlier.
One year we put it up October like 25th or something.
And it was the greatest year ever.
It's just a little too early for me. Christmas traditions. We watch Elf when we put up our tree. We also watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas on Christmas Eve. We just started doing that in the last couple years. The one with Jim Carrey, I love. That's probably one of my top favorite Christmas movies ever. And I think what we started doing last year was watching National Lampoon's The Morning of Christmas, if we have time. Love that movie too. Do we do anything Christmas Eve? We don't really.
We make pizza.
Oh yeah, we make homemade pizza on Christmas Eve. And by homemade, I mean like store-bought dough and store-bought everything. Maybe this year we can make like homemade pizza sauce, homemade dough. No, okay, never mind.
we tell them the time that we try to make dough out of something. No, we made cookies.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't go well.
No.
They were supposed to be
stress.
Santa and reindeer and stuff. They turned into blobs.
Yeah. It's gonna rock around. Okay, well at least I can have it sitting here so I can have my arm free. Okay.
So fat.
Where did you guys go on your honeymoon? We went to the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. Specifically, we went to Gatlinburg. If you guys are not familiar with Gatlinburg, you should check it out. It's right in the Smoky Mountains. We stayed in like a really nice luxury cabin, literally in the Smoky Mountains, where you look out your window, or well, really, the whole one side of the house is basically all windows, and it just overlooks the mountains. Stunning. I actually have a video of, we did a vlog when we went back a few years ago. So I have a vlog of that you guys can see, and I actually do like a cabin tour. It's literally, it's a cabin, but it's like a fancy cabin.
We will not link it in the description.
Yeah, because I'll forget. Oh, I thought you were like being mean. I was like, oh, because I just will forget, because I always do. Which one of you is the clean freak and who's the messy one?
It's varied. Because
we have different ideas of clean.
Yes.
So my kind of clean is like
crumb-free.
Yeah, like germs. Like I want to just constantly sanitize my whole house with bleach. And I hate the countertops having crumbs on them. I hate the floors having anything on them. I don't like smudges on the windows. Like I want that kind of clean. But I'm okay with like, sometimes my like clean freak kicks in and hyperdrive. But like, I'm not gonna freak out because the bed's not made or there's clothes on the floor. Like I do like my house to be clean all the time, but like, I would freak out over crumbs on my kitchen counter more than I would freak out over stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so Matt is the type of clean where he doesn't puddles. He doesn't like stuff out. Like he doesn't like stuff on tables or piles of stuff around or like messes. He doesn't like that.
Or stuff left just out. Like,
yeah, like I'll make a sandwich and I'll leave this stuff out all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Why? After you're done making your sandwich, put the stuff
I
away.
need a break.
It's done. Break from your sandwich.
I need a break. I already put the sandwich together. I need a break from that. I need to just like be myself and live my life. I'm an artist. For someone who's just starting their journey with God, what is the best advice to give? I'm gonna deflect that to you. If you guys didn't know, my husband is a minister, a licensed and ordained minister. That's his like 9-to-5 job. What would you say is the best advice for someone starting their journey with God?
To keep it simple, to don't overburden yourself. I know for myself, I was told to read just one chapter of the gospel, which is in the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Preferably start in John. Just read one chapter a day and maybe take 5-10 minutes to just reflect on what you read and just move on with your day. Don't jump in too quickly because you can get overburdened too quick.
I would say too that devotions can help. You guys know that I do a devotion every day. A couple that are really nice is one called Unshakable. It's got like a teal cover. I can't remember who it's by. That's one that I've been using lately. And then there's one called Jesus Calling. I want to say that's by Beth Moore, or maybe someone totally not that. But I would recommend getting a devotion because it can kind of lead you with the word. It can kind of teach you about different things about God, because for me at least, I know the Bible can be kind of overwhelming, that even if you're just reading a chapter at a time, sometimes it's hard to be like, okay, so what does this mean though? At least that's for me. Oh, and you can also watch sermons online. I highly recommend Stephen Furtick with Elevation Church. He's so good and he's so like easy and fun to listen to and just relatable.
And if you want to start with Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen is an excellent, very short sermons, but are very impactful.
Yeah,
sermons.
super short sermons, easy to listen to, easy to understand. All right.
Different angle.
Are you afraid to start a family? Do you feel obligated to do so? Matt's answer would be no, he's not afraid to start a family.
Because I enjoy the challenge.
So my entire life have been terrified of pregnancy and of labor and delivery. So like whenever I say that, the first thing people always tell me is, oh, like you're so fit, you'll bounce right back after pregnancy. You're not gonna like gain a whole bunch of weight, or like people assume that that's my issue. It's so not my issue. Like I've been fatter before. I know what it's like. Like I'm not saying that being pregnant is gonna be a walk in the park for my body image or self-image or anything, but like that's not my concern. Like you gain weight when you're pregnant, that's fine. My concern is being out of control of my body, and like that freaks me out to think that someone else is like in control of my body, and like I will be getting really big and uncomfortable and I won't be able to change it or do anything about it. Like that just freaks me out. You guys know I've dealt with anxiety before, and a lot of anxiety for me comes from feeling out of control of my body. Mostly like feeling like I'm sick or getting sick and there's nothing I can do about it, or like I have something wrong with me and I don't know what it is and I'm afraid it's gonna really make me uncomfortable. Like that's what a lot of times triggers panic for me. So I'm nervous about that. Obviously labor and delivery sounds kind of terrifying because again, like I'm not in control, like I'm kind of a control freak if you guys have not figured that out by now. So yeah, I want a family. I'm starting to feel like the obligation of like, dude, I'm gonna be 28 next year. We still don't have kids. And that feels kind of crappy because I do get questions all the time and people being like, well, if you don't start soon, like it's crappy. But yeah, we wanna have a family. I feel like every time we've done a video like this in the last 4 years, people say like, when is it gonna happen? And we're like, very soon. And then I just like chicken out. It is gonna happen though. I want kids. I also, every time I talk about this, people are like, well then don't have kids. It's not, I don't want to avoid having kids because I'm scared of being pregnant and like labor and delivery. And we want to have our own biological children. We're open to adopting one day, but we want our own biological kids. I just gotta like overcome this for real. But it's gotten better for me. I'm so much less freaked out by the notion of pregnancy and having kids than I was previously. So it's a win. Yeah.
Always.
He's wanted kids like since day one, like since year one of pregnancy. He's like, all right, let's start.
Year one of pregnancy.
Oh, year one of marriage. Favorite Thanksgiving food?
Anything with meat. Any type of turkey, any type of ham, anything with meat with some gravy. It's delicious.
My husband is obsessed. This is gonna sound weird. My husband's obsessed with meat. He loves meat. He goes just bonkers for it. I've never seen a guy who's so obsessed with eating animals. So I love any kind of like cheesy dish or potato-y dish. I know there's not a lot of cheesy dishes in traditional Thanksgiving, other than maybe like cheesy potatoes. I love cheesy potatoes, although that's again not typical. Anything sweet potato, I love sweet potato casseroles, dishes. And my sister makes such good mac and cheese. My older sister actually makes amazing everything. but
And if you don't have mac and cheese on Thanksgiving, add it.
yeah, because it's amazing. So that would be my favorite. I don't really like turkey, maybe with like a little bit of gravy, but no one seems to be able to make turkey that's like actually moist and good, except for my family when we fry our turkeys. Is Nacho your cat and the other one Matt's cat / is Nacho your fave and the other Matt's fave?
They are neither of mine.
Oh, I thought you were saying they're neither your fave. Okay, so Nacho is Matt's favorite. I love them equally. Nacho's just cuter. If you follow me on Instagram, then a lot of people are like, why do you never post the other cat? Because she's just cranky and grumpy a lot. She like is obsessed with me, so she always wants to like love on me and cuddle with me. She actually is like more of a cuddler than Nacho is, but no, they're both our cats, or well, they're both my cats. He just is whatever. How did you two meet? At our church.
And she loved me from the first time that she saw me.
I wanted to date him. Actually, I don't know if I've ever shared this story on social media. I saw my husband at church. I saw him like in like the sanctuary or whatever, and I saw him from across the way. I don't know if it was my first time seeing him or if it was like my multiple times I'd seen him. I don't think I knew him personally yet at that point. I just saw him and I literally had this gut feeling that that was gonna be my husband. And I felt so stupid about it. I was like, why on earth did you just have that thought? Like, you literally don't know that guy. But I even told a couple of...
He could be a murderer. He could be a psycho. You watch the shows.
I literally told a couple of the people that were with me that I felt like that, and I was like, this is so dumb, but I literally just feel like that guy's gonna be my husband. And then 4 years later, he did become my husband. I think it was 4 years later. Yeah, about 4 years later. He took a long time to warm up to me. Literally don't know why. I'm literally the best.
Now I'm crazy about you.
Rightly so.
I was young and stupid.
You was young and stupid. What are each other's favorite things and biggest pet peeve of each other? Let's just do pet peeve. I feel like we talk about our favorite things all the time. My pet peeve of you. No, you go first.
I go first? Leaving stuff out. That's one of the things that, again, it's puddles. She's working on it. She's become a lot better. But I will randomly find cheese that's been left out all day from nachos she made in the morning.
Yeah.
Just because.
Well, that's funny that that's your most annoying thing about me, because I consider myself kind of an annoying person. Like,
no, she's great. Her laugh is great. Her humor is great.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm a very boisterous, high energy person sometimes, and like I'm always doing weird stuff, and I feel like I'm always doing inconvenient stuff, like just making life for people around me more inconvenient, like blaring loud music. And
my wife overanalyzes things so much.
no, you underanalyze how annoying I am. Okay, my biggest pet peeve of you is, yeah, probably like your messiness. Like, you don't even realize how messy you are and how like you leave smears of stuff, and like I ask him to clean something and it's not clean. Like,
well, clean is a very loose definition.
No, clean means that there's no grime left on the counters. He will like smear it into the counters more, and I just like go behind him and just like clean up after him because it's so disgusting to me. Like, yeah, you just don't see it. Like, I literally think you don't see grime. Just like I don't see puddles. I'm like, the house is clean and like there's crap everywhere.
I'm surprised that the first time that she came over to my apartment way back when, there was leftover peanut butter and jam and...
back up. I asked to use your bathroom and you had to go clean it first.
Yes.
The first time I ever came over to your place, I was like, can I use your bathroom? And you were like, oh, let me go clean it. How was it so disgusting? And when I got in there, it still was disgusting. But like, I don't know what was going on in there before.
How can you clean in 15 minutes what you haven't cleaned in 6 months?
Yeah, you did not clean that bathroom the whole time you lived there.
Nope, because it's just me. I'm just surrounded.
That's disgusting! That's how people get staph infections and stuff like that. When and where is your next vacation? I'm dying to see what you eat. I don't know where we're gonna go next. We want to go to Washington, D.C. That's on our list for sure. We want to go to Washington, D.C. so bad. We want to go to like Rome, Italy, like those kind of areas, but I don't know if that's going to be sometime soon or not. Washington, D.C. is a big one. We should make that happen this year. We should definitely make that happen.
Definitely.
If you have any recommendations for Washington, D.C., holla at yo girl. What's your guys' favorite thing to do as a couple? We like to do nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, we literally, like, another question was like, what did you guys do for date night? Nothing. Nothing. I actually would like if we went on dates more. Like, did like cute little dates and like dressed up and like went out somewhere nice, but we just don't. Like, sometimes we'll do events. Like, we went and saw Kevin Hart in September, I think it was. September, October, we went and saw Kevin Hart. We like made a little night of it. We went down to Detroit and like...
We saw the Wicked.
We did. We saw Wicked for my birthday. If it was for my birthday, it wasn't like something cute. We saw Wicked in August. We don't do anything. Like, on our days off, we want to do nothing. We want to lay on the couch and do nothing.
We do enjoy getting into the outdoors.
Yeah, we like to hike and stuff, but not in the winter. We like to cook too. I love to cook. Somebody asked, did you guys save yourself for marriage with each other?
Excellent question.
Did we?
I did not. I was 18. I did not know as much about God at that time, and I ended up sleeping with my first girlfriend. But then after that, I didn't hold myself for this girl.
Yeah, we did not sleep with each other until we got married. And I had not slept with anybody until we got married. So we saved each other for our wedding night. And they also asked, was it difficult? I mean, yeah. We were like good friends for like a year, and then we dated for about a year and a half after that. So it was not easy, but we were around my family a lot, so that kind of held us accountable. But also, like, we had just decided like that was what we wanted to do, and I was young, so my resolve was I hadn't gone like years and years and years as a single lady. I was like 19, 20, so my resolve was really high. We were also in ministry school, so like, I don't know, I guess that probably helped us. Like, when he resolves to do something, it happens. So many people have asked me like, what's your best advice? And I'm like, get a guy whose resolve is really, really high, because I don't know, like, I don't know how we pulled it off. I'm not saying that we didn't make out a lot, but we didn't sleep together at all. So yeah, and that's just our personal beliefs. Like, whatever you decide to do, we don't hold anything against anybody or judge anybody for their decisions. You're an adult, make a decision that's right to you in your heart. But yeah, that's what we did. What would be on your perfect pizza?
A lot of meat.
Makes the pizza so heavy and greasy.
No. And pineapple. Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Okay, so I'd love to know from you guys below if you think pineapple belongs on pizza or not. Most people are like, either they love it or they hate it. I'm kind of in the middle.
Team pineapple.
If it's chopped up small, I don't mind it. I actually do think it tastes pretty okay. But like big chunks, I don't even like big chunks of pineapple anyway. I don't know why. I don't like the texture or something. It's weird to me. My perfect pizza, I usually make it when I go to Blaze. Well, when we go to Blaze, he literally gets everything. Everything except for mushrooms and olives, right?
Yep.
So, everything. When I go to Blaze, I get bacon, pepperoni, every kind of cheese known to mankind, and lots of it, a medium to light amount of sauce, mushrooms, onions, garlic, fresh basil. That's probably it. I think that's, yeah, my favorite pizza. I love the garlic, I love the fresh basil. So good. What was your dream job when you were in high school? You want to be like a pro football player probably, huh?
I would say so. So I'm a professional athlete, and I have the size. Didn't have the strength, but I had the size, so there was hope.
Yeah, my husband is 6'8", if you guys did not know. 6'8". My dream job in high school was a photographer. I wanted to be a photographer so bad. I took every photography class offered in school, and I like, to all the people in my area that I knew who were like super young and getting married and didn't have money to pay a real photographer, I would do their photos for them. So I've shot several weddings. I did some like senior portrait type things. I've done like modeling portfolio type things. I loved it. I still love it. If I had like the time and energy to just take like beautiful photos all the time. I do kind of on Instagram, I guess, but like I don't really put that much work into it. But that was my dream job. I just stopped doing it because it stopped being fun when I was doing it for other people. It just became work, and I didn't like that. My craft, like my art, was becoming work for me. So, all right, the last question we're gonna ask is something I literally got like 7 people asking the same thing. How did you know that Matt was the one? Like, how do you know that who you found is the one? Like, what advice do you have about that? For me, I told you guys, like, I had that weird moment where I saw him before I even really knew him, and I was like, dude, I think that's my husband. And for me, that feeling was just like confirmed and confirmed and confirmed when we actually started hanging out. We became friends. Like, I actually just felt like this is the guy. Like, I don't know how to describe it. But I don't want to say that you have to necessarily wait for that feeling. I don't think it's gonna always be like this spooky, like, oh, I know for sure that this is my guy, because I just don't, you know, you may just not feel that. I don't know, what's your advice? I'm rambling.
I agree with Lynette that there's kind of the little bit defining moments. I know for myself, I was driving home with Lynette after we went out for a nature hike, and I looked over and I thought to myself, she could be the one. So that was the first time that I felt that about her, and that was, as Lynette mentioned, confirmed at different times that they came through. So it's not just all in one, it's like little confirmations along the way.
Yeah, and you know, I would say use some logic and reasoning as well, and make sure that like the person that you're dating is like emotionally healthy and balanced, not abusive, treats their mother or their parents right. All of those are indicators of whether or not they're going to be a good person, period. I think pretty much any marriage can work if the two people within the marriage are good people who give their best effort. Just make sure the person that you're with is just as dedicated to making the marriage work as you are, because Matt and I are not perfect people. We both have annoying flaws and like things that make us annoying. Like, we're really not different than anybody else. Our marriage just works because we both determined at the beginning that there was no other alternative. Like, we were gonna make it work, and
the marriage is not about you.
Yeah.
It's about you changing and adapting and improving yourself in order to be the best completer and helpmeet to the other individual.
And I think where people get messed up is like, they hear that and they're like, well, that's not fair. Like, I have to be happy too. I deserve to be happy. But that's not, then why did you get married? Like, if you'd want to be happy, then stay single and make yourself happy. Like, that's fine. Marriage is not about finding someone who's going to improve your life and make you happier, make you better. Marriage is like deciding that you love somebody so much that you want to give your life to serving them. That's truly what marriage is, in my opinion anyways. People are going to disagree, and that's fine. You're allowed to have your own definition, I guess. But for us, marriage was like a decision that we want to do life together, and that we are sacrificing our happiness for each other's happiness first, meaning like my priority is always going to be your happiness over mine, and vice versa. And that doesn't mean that you neglect yourself. It just means that you're thinking about the other person more than you're thinking about yourself. And when you do that, and you're determined and dedicated to taking care of the other person, it just, things work out.
And just know that you're sowing seed into other people. If you're doing good, you will get that back.
Yeah, if you are super awesome at being a wife, and you're just like the best wife ever, and you don't hold resentment against your husband just because he's not the best husband yet, he will become a better husband. Like, I see so many women come to me and be like, well, my husband sucks, and I'm not, you know, because he sucks, like, I refuse to have sex with him, or I like refuse to be nice to him until he gets it together. I'm not gonna XYZ. Well, yeah, your husband's never gonna get it together. Like, you have to be willing to be the person doing the right thing in the marriage, even when the other person is not necessarily doing the right thing. And again, people are going to disagree with me, but that's how our marriage has become super amazing, is because we are not always individually on 100. Like,
we both go through seasons. There's sometimes that I'm up and she's down, and vice versa. But you got to look at the long-term aspect of the marriage.
Right.
I'm looking forward to being happily married 40, 50, 60 years with her.
Yeah, and like when the other person is going through a time where they're down, like, you can't hold that against them, or hold resentment, or hold back things from them because, well, they're not doing what I need, so why would I do it? Like, that's how people get divorced, is like them saying, well, she's not doing this, so I'm not gonna do this. She doesn't do what I need, so why would I do what she needs? Like, stop. If you devote yourself to taking care of your spouse and saying, I don't care what, like, I don't care if he hasn't done something romantic to me for a month and a half, like, I'm still gonna take care of him in a way that serves him, because this is not a tit for tat. This is not a like, oh, well, he did this, so I'm gonna do this, or he didn't do that, so I'm not doing, like, that's how people get divorced. I'm convinced that's how people get divorced. And in the times where I was not on 100, because he was on 100 and like pouring into me 100%, even though I was not giving it in return, that is what brought me back to a place where I could give 100% and actually be happy with him, and not resentful, and him not resentful with me. And we could go on this for literally forever, but
maybe a separate video.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll do a separate video about it. But Yes, well, that's gonna wrap up this video because it's probably literally gonna be 30 minutes. I was thinking I was gonna try to cut it down to like 15 or 20 minutes, but why? Why? You guys can just watch an episode of stuff about Matt and Lynette, and if you don't wanna watch it, then that's okay, don't watch it. Watch it for the next video. Because I told you guys I was coming back to YouTube, and I am. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, and
We'll see you in the next one.
I was done. We'll see you guys in Vlogmas. Bye!